Okay, we've got the Ozone Reo V6. This is pitched as Ozone's wave riding specific kite. So it's one of those kites in the range which is really focused on a certain sort of riding. So if for sure it'll work for everything, you can take it out and do all sorts of riding styles. But this thing is tuned for somebody that's wanting to go into the waves. When you're in the waves, what we're looking for is you're going to want a kite that's consistent, that's reliable and that's smooth. We don't want a kite that's going to drop out the sky. We don't want a kite that's going to misbehave. You also don't want a kite that's going to surge and pull you off your edge or your direction of travel. And that's what they've really focused on in this kite. I think this is possibly one of the most refined kites that I've ever used. As soon as you jump on it, it's got a great balance between backline tension and sensation and instant turn, but also front stability, so that that kite will just sit depowered and sit really happy exactly where you left it. So it works very, very well. It can move well, it can park well. It's based off a relatively arced C-shaped leading edge, which gives it a lot of stability. It's a relatively slim profile, which helps with its depower and allows it to sit further far forwards, with a 3-strut design, which helps with its consistency through the turn. But it also helps if it hits the drink and it gets swamped, it's going to spring back up a little bit quicker. So it is very, very reliable, very predictable, and very comfortable in how you're flying it. And what's really noticeable is how balanced this kite feels. If you ride straight at this kite and those lines go slack, unlike other kites which might tip forwards or which might misbehave and stall, this thing holds its shape and just slides back. As it gets line tension, it just resets again. But what's really impressive is that how it doesn't surge. It never drives back at you. It just refills with wind and just rushes forwards again. And whether that's after slack line or whether it's after a kite loop or a turn, this thing's never yanking. It's really, really stable. So it's very comfortable. At the sacrifice of lift. So this kite's not going to send well. It's not going to hold you up well, but that's not what it's designed for. It's designed to be really comfortable and really predictable, which they've absolutely nailed with it. It's got a good low end, so when you're going out and you're wave riding, it's going to pull well right from its bottom end. It's going to be comfortable. But at the same time, even when you're maxed and you're depowered with the bar all the way out, it still steers. It's still really comfortable. So a great piece of kit. Feature on it, which I think works really well, is its variable bridle system. So what Ozone have got here, which they put on all of their premium kites nowadays, it is an adjustable setting on the front of the bridle. So not a steering line adjustment, but our positioning of the bridle, where we can move the bridle further out or in. By moving it further out, is going to slide that toe point further towards the wingtip. It's going to make that kite sit deeper in the window, which means that it's going to hold a little bit more power, but it's going to drift a little bit better. So if we've got onshore riding conditions and we're riding at that kite a little bit more, slackening the lines, it's just going to behave a little bit better. If we've got cross or cross offshore conditions and we want that kite to depower and park a little bit more still, that riding style, we can tuck that bridle up close to the leading edge, sit it closer to the front, and be a lot more suited to that riding style. And it makes a significant amount of difference, meaning you've got a really versatile kite which you can tune for those riding conditions. So for sure, a rider's choice, if you're going out in the waves, is the Reo. Equally suited if you're just blasting around and you're just looking for comfort, it's very, very good. They don't go up to the biggest sizes because that's not what they're designed for. They're designed for underpowered performance wave riding, carving around. So that's the Ozone Reo V6.